be here with you today, and this is a new presentation I'm doing, and it involves some participation. So at one point I'll ask you to raise your hands, we'll do some polls. So would you agree to participate in this presentation?
Sure.
Yeah? All right, let's do that. So the first question I have for you, are you losing business because you're not ranking on the first page of Google? Is that you? Only 4 people, the rest are good. You can raise your hand, we all can raise our hands. All right. Second question, are you frustrated because you don't know what to do to get on the first page of Google? Is that you? Okay, right on. So this presentation is for you, basically. So if you are frustrated and don't know what to exactly do to rank on the first page of Google and get more leads and stop losing to your competitors, we need to talk. All right, so I moved to Canada about 12 years ago with a bachelor's degree in architect. I did not know anything about digital marketing, and but I got so excited. I felt that there's a great career for me in this, and I couldn't stop reading, learning, and I have different mentors teaching me different stuff and leading me in different directions, but I did not have one specific mentor. And that's the most frustrating part about this. In 2005, after 8 years of managing large companies like Canadian Tire and Toronto Star, I think I managed about $15 million of media buy for those companies. And I think at the time that all my skills have aligned to launch my own business. So in 2012, we launched Green Lotus. The whole motivation behind Green Lotus is to give that mentoring and to be a partner to small businesses that we can provide you solutions that you can rely on. We're heavily invested in actually creating trusted and informative resources and online marketing digital solutions and tools. And we have about 2,000 clients. And the one thing that is common about our clients and all the people that you see here on this board, they have 2 questions. First, how to get on the first page of Google, and second, what does it cost to get a fresh, new, quality lead? So this is really where we excel, and this is where we actually help our clients to go over that hump and answer those 2 important questions. And after 4 years of Green Lotus and more than 2,000 clients, I'm actually very grateful for 2 things. The first one is Canada. This is my new home, and if it was not for Canada and Canadian, I would not be able to achieve my dreams. I'm very thankful for the equality, the human respect that I was offered here in Canada, and most of all, the opportunity to achieve my dreams. The second factor that I'm very thankful for is what happened in 2008. Who knows what happened in 2008? What was it? Yes, the financial meltdown. I was working at the Toronto Star at the time, and you would not believe what happened there. And I kept thinking to myself, it gotta be a better way to than just working for the big guy. And since that time, I started thinking about having my own business. So if it was not for the financial meltdown, I would not be here with you today. So let's get to it. Today, I'm very passionate about sharing my knowledge and actually educating, and there's going to be a lot of information that I want to share with you today. But we only have a limited amount of time. I'm going to focus on 5 ways that you can outrank your competitors, that you can do today and start making money. Little things that you can change that can flip your digital marketing strategy and show you the results in a very short amount of time. So my first question to you guys, what is the best place online to make new business and find new leads? So you can shout at me.
Wherever your customers are.
Wherever your customers are. What else? Local directories, social media, right? Some of that stuff. All right, so let's put some numbers to this question. Would you be surprised to find out that 89% of customers, when they look for a new product or new services, they do what? They Google it, right? They search it. Think about the last time you bought anything. Didn't you do price comparison online? Didn't you go read about that consultant you met at a conference and you looked him up and see what kind of services he provides? The second number is really good. This case study is from about 2-3 years ago. I think it's about 85% of us do not go to the second page of Google if we don't find what we're looking for. What do we do if we don't find what we're looking for on the first page of Google? It's the search criteria, right? We get more detailed what is exactly that we're looking for. And why do we do that? Right? We have that belief in the back of our heads that if it's not on the first page of Google, it's not good enough. Do you agree with me? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Okay. So why do you expect any difference from your clients? If you are not on the first page of Google, they simply would not bother to find you. It's the first page or not. That's what we're facing today. And the 5 stages of learning that I'm going to walk you through is going to get you to that point. The most important number here is that 43% of all searches happen on Google. That's like bazillions, if that's a real word. Have a local intent. What does that mean? When we search for something, we usually know 2 things. What we want and where we want to find it. So we look for a chartered accountant in Toronto, used cars in Markham, criminal lawyer in Ajax, right? We usually know what we want and where to find it. We usually want to deal with local people. So what do we learn from this few numbers here? We learn that the people who are exactly looking for your product are searching on it. They expect you to be on the first page of Google, and majority of them are looking for exactly the location that you offer your service at. Is that all right? All right. Then, in order to understand how to rank on the first page of Google, we need to realize what happens on the first page of Google. What kind of results show on the first page of Google? There's so many different types of results, but I'm going to put them in 2 buckets. The first one is very easy, the advertising, right? You have ads at the top, and we call that search engine marketing. So you pay per click. So every time someone clicks on your ads, you pay $1, $2, whatever it is. But if your ad showed up and nobody clicked on it, you're not paying a penny. So optimizing keywords and what you want to spend your money on is very important. But what's more important is how to get that traffic without paying for advertising. So the second group of results that show on Google is called organic, or we call it search engine optimization. Google and major search engines like Bing and all the other big guys share 6 verticals of results, right? So you can rank as a regular link, as an image, as Google Places, as maps, as videos, as news, as shopping. All of this called universal search results. So if you Google anything about how to install something, you will find a video on the first page, right? So these are all the verticals that we're gonna work with to make sure, not just that you rank once on the first page, you rank more than once. I want you to double your odds to dominate that first page of Google. All right, so before we set the stage, I want to make sure that you understand the difference between the 2 types of search marketing and search engine optimization. So as you can see, search engine optimization is a long-term strategy. Usually takes 3 to 6 months to see real results. SEM is like opening a tap of water. You start paying for leads, you start paying for traffic, leads come through, sales come through, and this is the major differences. But the search engine optimization traffic, let's say you did SEO for a year and you just stopped. You are not gonna go back to page 10. Let's say that you were on page 10 a year from last year and now you're on page 1, but let's just say you just completely stopped. You are not gonna go back to page 10. Your ranking is gonna fluctuate because your competitors are optimizing, but you are not gonna lose all of that hard work. As soon as you close your campaign, as soon as you shut off the tap, there's more traffic, there's no more leads, and you're back exactly where you are. There is a lot of misconception around paying Google will impact my organic ranking. That is absolutely wrong. There's 2 different divisions of Google, and your paid advertising does not impact your organic listing in any way, shape, or form. So just make sure that if anyone tells you this, just tell them you're wrong. All right, so to simplify this complicated stuff, SEO, I call it, is like buying a car. And SEM is like leasing a car. So let's say your car is $20,000, you're gonna pay $1,000 for a month for the next 2 years, whatever that is. It's expensive, $20,000 is a lot of money. But after 2 years, after you pay off your car, you still have the car. You're still gonna get the mileage out of it, and you're not paying any more for it. When you stop leasing a car, you have no car, right? But it solved an immediate problem. This is my high season, I want traffic now, I want leads now, so I go with SCM. There is no wrong or right way to use a car. You just have to choose what's the best for your business. I usually recommend for all my clients is to do a hybrid strategy. You gotta do SEO ongoing for whatever you offer. No matter what you offer, there are people looking for it. And if you're not gonna see this result in the first 3 to 6 months, you're gonna see it a little bit later. But once you're on the first page of Google, you're really laughing. And for SCM, only use it in your high season. You know when is traffic. You know when there are people looking for your services. We did a lot of case studies with Canadian Tire, and some of the results we found that seasonal traffic can impact your conversion rate by 300%. During your high season, people tend to make this move 300 times more, right? So make sure when you spend money, you're not spending money across the year, you're only spending on your high season. All right? So let's address the pink elephant in the room. Does social media impact your ranking? If I spend more time on Facebook and social media and all of that stuff, is that gonna help me rank higher? If you agree with me, lift your hand. Yeah? All right. So I'm not gonna answer this question. I'm gonna let Matt Cutts, who knows Matt Cutts? Matt Cutts is the chief engineer, or used to be the chief engineer of Google algorithm. He says, Google treats Facebook and Twitter posts like any other web page for search, but not as a ranking factor. I'm so sorry to disappoint you. Spending as much time on social media will not help your organic ranking. I tell you, be on social media to, not for SEO, but to entertain, inform your most valuable audience. Social media is not a sales channel for the most products. It's really good if you have a product that is 20, 50 bucks, beauty product, something very easy, but I'm not gonna buy a house because I saw an ad on Facebook. I'm not gonna hire a consultant because I saw an ad on Facebook. It's an interruptive. I'm on Facebook to catch up with my friends, to send pictures to my mom. I'm not gonna leave all of this and look deep into your products because I saw an ad on or post. Use social media after you engage me, after I sign up for a newsletter or sign up for download your white paper. Now invite me to Facebook, share informative information so you keep top of mind. When the time comes to look for someone in your area to hire, now I know you from Facebook, but Facebook is not really a sales channel. Just take that sentence with a grain of salt. It's different for everyone, but for the majority, you will be disappointed if you approach social media as a sales channel. All right, so how to outrank your competitors and generate more sales. This is why we're all here today. So the reason that I actually love search engine marketing and search engine optimization is it's a numbers game. It's truly a numbers. If you can't figure out the number, you're gonna win this war. So I advise you that to use tools. There are so many tools out there, free or premium, but if you can nail down what people are clicking on, if I change this banner from a graphic to a lifestyle, how much your conversion increased, getting that data back into your business, that will be your power. There is no Bible when it comes to digital marketing. It's only your own data that will prove yourself right or wrong. Should you continue in this direction or that direction? So get some tools and start doing things on the high note. All right, so step number one, we're gonna talk about 5 steps today. Step number one, fixing technical issues. So you are not you can't rank on the first page of Google if your website have broken pages and broken links on the homepage, is not mobile friendly, all of this stuff. If you don't invest in your own website, why should Google do, right? So make sure that all your ducks in a row, all your images are optimized, all the title tags are optimized, and this is why you really need tools. Because you can't go check every page of your website manually. You need a tool to check every day and tell you. You don't want to wait for a client to call you. I'm like, hi, I'm trying to buy your product, but your page is down. You don't want to wait for that phone call. You want to be proactive. So this screenshot is from Green Lotus Tools. How many of you know that we have SEO tools? All right. So if you click on any of those errors, the page will expand and actually show you what those errors and how to fix them. So you don't have to do this manually. We can guide you through this. Step number 2, keyword research. This is very important. If you can figure out how to choose your keywords effectively, then this is the only thing that I want you to leave with this today. So what makes a good keyword a good keyword? You can yell some answers at me. Boom, boom, boom.
Has to be relevant to your business.
Have to be relevant to your business. Number of people looking for it maybe, right? So back in the days, 2 years ago, before we launched Green Lotus Tools, we used to do a go-to keyword planner, a lot of other sources, and do a search for 2,000 keyword, export 3 different files, and then try to make sense of them all. But not anymore. Green Lotus connects all the dots for you on the same screen. So let's look at this. We give you 5 metrics to judge. Is this keyword worth to optimize for, or I should not be worried? So the first 2 columns, the global searches and the local searches, this will tell you how many people globally or locally are searching for your keywords. This data is coming from Google Keyword Planner. The third one, the bid competition, this data is coming from Google AdWords. It shows you how competitive is the keyword, how fierce is that competition. So the higher the competition, then the lower your odds are. Then the search trend, this data is coming from Google Web Trends. So every chart here is a month. So that will tell you the seasonality of your product. It's very important to understand the seasonality of your product. The last metrics is a new metrics we invented, KEI. It stands for Keyword Effectiveness Index. I know it's a little bit too technical, but basically I want to show you which keyword to go for and which keyword to ignore. The higher the KEI is, the better. And ideally, a keyword with a high KEI is a keyword that has a lot of search volume and a low competition rate. This is the keyword that you want to focus your effort on, right? All right, we're still in step number 1, by the way. Optimize your site content. It's very important that you take handle of everything that is happening on your website. And for the first time, entrepreneurs and business owners can know exactly how well optimize their website. So this screenshot, for example, is 55% optimized. So now you know where you stand, and in 2-3 months you know where you stand. We scan and keep the data for 12 months. SEO is a long-term strategy, and you can leave notes to yourself. When did you do this? When did you upgrade your WordPress? All of that stuff, you can leave trails for yourself to understand. So as you can see here, we will show you what's wrong with your website. So for example, short title tags on 67 pages. When you click on this error, the page will expand and show you page by page where is the errors and how to fix them. You can export them, you can give them to your web developer, content manager to edit them as well. So let's just make SEO easy, because the biggest fear of SEO for entrepreneurs is that they don't know how to handle it. They don't know where to start. So they prefer to ignore it. I don't want you to ignore it. I want you to win online. Step number 2, look at that. Spy on your competitor. It's very important to spy on your competitors. Why? Because those competitors of yours that are ranking on the first page of Google are ranking there for a reason. It's not just because they're old or they're famous. There are specific indications that can tell us why they're ranking on the first page of Google. We need to figure out what are those factors, what are they doing right, and do it better. It's okay to copy a little bit of your competitors, not copy text and images, but to copy the strategies that they do. So this is all the off-page factors that determine your ranking on the search engines. And as you can see, I love apple-to-apple comparisons. You can pinpoint where you're lacking and where you're winning. And again, this is also a screenshot from the tools. Spy on your competitors. Wow, I did spend a lot of time doing research and using your tools, but I might be missing something. So we have another tool that you simply write your competitors' keywords and you can see what's going on. We check ranking on all 6 verticals. So those are the 6 verticals. will tell you if you or your competitor have ranked as an ad, image, videos, news, places, and shopping. It's vital to know where you stand against your competitors. And again, we keep the data for 12 months. So if you rank on page number 10 now, and after 3 months you're page number 5, you still haven't seen any results on the front end of traffic. But at least you have an indication that you are moving in the right direction. Don't give up. You moved 5 pages in 3 months. Keep at it. And that's where most entrepreneurs quit, because they don't see results immediately. But if you have factors that tells you you're moving up or moving down, it will give you the motivation to keep going. And this is what I was talking about. We have a tool where you can put your competitor's website. Our tool will go scan the competitor website and tells you what are the most used keywords in his website. And we will present you with the same amount of data so you can evaluate, is this a good keyword or a bad keyword? You might be missing some of those keywords when you do your keyword research. So it's always good to keep an eye on your competitors and find out what are they optimizing for. Step number 3. This is about 70% of the factors that determine your ranking on search engines. With SEO, we put it in 2 piles. Some tasks are called on-page SEO, and some tasks are called off-page SEO. On-page SEO is what you have to do on your website, optimizing your content, fixing the title tags, all of that stuff. Off-page SEO is what builds your domain authority. So, why would Google rank a specific website on the first page?
Because it's popular.
Or in other words, it's trustworthy. Google wants to deliver the most trustworthy and popular information to their customers, right? But think about it this way. If a celebrity talked about your product, right, you all of a sudden become famous. We are famous by association. The same thing goes online. So let's say I'm an accountant and I wrote an article about HST. It's very informative. And at the end of the article, I say, for more information, click here to see the government website and more data. In this case, who is more authoritative, my website or the government website? Government? We all agree on the government? Okay, right on. So you're right. So we want to reverse engineer this process and make people talk about us, make more people link to our stuff. And we gotta do this more effectively. It's not just telling your friend, can you link to me? No, we gotta use some tools. We gotta use it. You got to share your news and updates effectively with the world. So how we do this? First, search engine submissions. It's very important if you have a new website to tell search engines that you exist. So submit your website and make sure that they index all the pages on your website, and they will tell you if there's any errors or pages are not indexable. So it's very important to know what search engines are they seeing you or not. It's just as a step 1. Local directories. We saw that 40% of searches are local. This, out of all the presentation I'm gonna do today, could be your quickest win. If you can optimize your local listing online, you can outrank your competitors a lot faster. There's something called NAP, and you have to have a consistent NAP. What is a NAP? NAP stands for name, address, and phone number. So your business across the web should have a consistent NAP. So if your address is One Young Street, and in one website you wrote it One Young ST and another One Young Street STRET, right? Those are different. So make sure you claim all your business listing online. They have the same business name, the same address, and the same phone number. What else? Press releases. Who publish like frequent blog posts and news here? Right, you guys all have to. There's no shortage of new information about your business. You have to share with the world. You have to be the subject matter of expertise. People don't hire salespeople. People hire people they trust. And how to build that trust is providing helpful tips, news updates, all of this stuff. I have to see you not as a salesperson. I have to see you as a subject matter of expertise. So there are a lot of free and premium press release distribution services and content submission. Do some digging, spend some money on it, because when you do a premium press release distribution and a local magazine picks up your press release, That is a highly trusted website. Imagine the beaches local real estate have listed you as a consultant, right? That is a highly authoritative local directory. I'm not talking about like big, massive million-dollar companies. No, the small ones. The links that you should go for is the links that nobody can get or robots cannot get. How many of you got that email, pay us $10 and we'll submit your website to 10,000 websites? Did you get that email? What are those emails?
Spam.
Spam, exactly. So you can't cheat the system. Back in the day when I started, before SEO became an industry, a lot of people benefited from this and a lot of people made a lot of money. But now, the algorithms have developed so much that you literally cannot cheat the system. So do things authentically. And then monitor your links. With Green Lotus tools, again, we will scan your profile, your backlink profile every month and keep the historical data for 12 months. So at the end of 3 to 6 months, you can tell, this is the results. I had only 20 links, now I have 200 links. So you can keep an eye, so you can't just, your efforts are not just wasted in the air.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Please.
So earlier during